You're secretly Jewish.
Sorry, your fucking gas guzzling murder machine has insurance. Wah. Maybe learn to fucking drive, you retard. Have you ever thought about that? Maybe don't crash into people, kill them.
I have ADD.
I have ADD.
You need one of those automatic cars or something that so it automatically doesn't let you bump into things.
Who's your doctor?
I'm gonna get an automatic gun.
Who's your doctor for your ADD?
What?
Doctor Imagination? Did you make this up?
No, I don't have a fake ADD. I have real ADD.
I have ADD. I have OCD.
But I can't. No, this can't be like this.
You down with OPP? Look, here's my pet peeve: people self-diagnosing.
I'm not. I didn't self-diagnose, dickhead.
I have a stomach flu.
I was throwing up and diarrhea.
We need to make a movie like
self-diagnosed that.
We need to make a movie about like Taxi Driver or God's Lonely Man, about the people who work hard and keep us safe, doctors and people who work for insurance companies, not just creeps.
Yeah, people who are making this country run.
The elites, okay? Because the elites got problems too. It's not just losers.
No way.
If you're an elite, you have to deal with losers all the time. And they're so annoying and they're so dumb.
Like a movie about a doctor or a successful lawyer who just has all these like taxi driver guys that he's constantly interacting with. Everybody's a taxi driver. It's like the main character syndrome. Everybody's got
Dr.
taxi driver syndrome.
Think about Dr. Fauci.
Poor Fauci.
He's trying his best. He's just doesn't know what's going on.
So he owns a lab where the COVID vaccine was accidentally leaked. And then he tried to cover it, tried to make it not become a pandemic, and then it did. People wouldn't listen.
It's inside job.
Or Bill Gates. That
guy's gotta be tough to be Bill Gates.
It's gotta be really hard.
People are being really mean to you about flying on Epstein's plane.
You know, God Lonely Man, 1996. Who directed this movie? Francis von Zemeck?
This guy.
Yes, that sounds right.
This is a good filmmaker, this Francis von Zemeck.
Von Zernick.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm watching this movie as God's Lonely Man, and it's like, hello, did Todd Phillips see this? Joker is just a total ripoff of this movie.
Yeah, totally.
You know what I mean?
All right.
What happened? He's not getting the credit. It's like, oh, Warner Brothers and Todd Phillips and Joaquin Phoenix get like $200 million, $1 billion box office.
Yeah.
Oscar Gold. And they're ripping off this guy's movie. Just a story
bullshit. That's enough to make you go become Joker. You know?
I mean, it's crazy.
That guy should become Joker.
I can't believe this movie got into Sundance and was like critically acclaimed.
It's terrible.
I thought, what? Oh,
I don't think it's terrible. I just think it's like, it's just so sleazy.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's that great.
I thought it was shot on video, but I looked on IMDb and it's shot on film. Why does it look like this?
It's a DVD rip.
Okay.
There's no Blu-ray of this movie, not yet. Criterion, I hope you're listening.
Yeah, I was gonna. So this is a pretty good movie. Yeah, it's definitely like a Taxi Driver or a Joker ripoff, but like, it's pretty. It's like really well made.
Hold on. It's a Taxi Driver ripoff, but with the director's life story clearly like imprinted upon the movie. Like clearly,
his frustrations with women.
This LA guy is totally like this actor guy is putting his
Taxi
life.
Driver was an actor in Hollywood, an out of work actor,
and then he made a movie about a guy who worked at a video store. So,
But
That's
so
the impression I get. And
yeah,
from the
this movie
information
like
I've gathered, it's basically him as a person.
oh, of course, yeah. If anybody makes a movie about it, it's just a guy in Hollywood. This movie opens with him standing next to like the city of Hollywood sign,
Well, it's a bus. A high school. High school.
but the like wooden city of Hollywood sign.
Is that
But
for the high schools?
that's the Hollywood sign, right? That's what I hiked to go see when I visited Los Angeles. Um, I don't know, but oh, he's standing in front of a high school. That might be true.
Yeah, he
But
has the bus stop at the high school and he meets the girls.
it's like Taxi Driver. But yeah, this movie is kind of like admirably sleazy and graphic. But
Oh
also
yeah.
another special thing that it has going for it is that it's like Taxi Driver, but if the guy had a lisp and was like a gamer guy.
Yeah, and he makes that weird crooked face that William's making now
Oh
too.
yeah, Williams making it. I didn't know if that was
Yeah.
Williams' real face, like because he does that sometimes when I'm talking. But this is like
It's
if like, this is like if a guy who like worked at GameStop or was just around GameStop all the time, if he became Taxi Driver.
so this is not the first LA Taxi Driver ripoff.
Get out of here.
Have you guys
You're
heard
about
of
to
you
make me go
talking? Have you
Joker.
heard of you talking to me?
No, that's cool.
1987.
It's a good title though.
Well, we gotta get the
Oh, this
audio
is about a
going.
guy who's like into the movie Taxi Driver.
You talking to me?
He worships the movie Taxi Driver,
I'm the only one here.
idolizes its star.
Huh?
But as an actor in Hollywood, he just can't cut it.
We're only hiring blondes now.
Look, I can play a blonde better than any of these clowns here.
We're not interested in Hoffman, De Niro, Pacino types anymore.
And when his buddy finds sudden stardom,
You fast. Congratulations.
Whatever. That's another ridiculous 80s movie. You talking to
That
me?
was pretty cool.
So
Talking to me?
Tarantino said after Taxi Driver, every actor in acting school just started acting like De Niro. That's
Yeah, this
like
guy's definitely doing a De Niro impression.
Sean Penn kind of did one early on in his career, kind of. But he was, he has his own.
What
thing
is
going
that?
on.
What is a De Niro? What do you think that is? Because you can kind of see what it is in this movie with this guy because of the stuff he's doing throughout so much. Yeah, a lot of like
Squinty eyes.
it's kind of like funny. There's kind of like a funny because I was almost thinking like,
Mike's doing it.
oh yeah, yeah,
He's
a lot
doing
of
more of a
faces,
Meet the
like
Fockers.
thinking to himself a lot, kind of like evaluating things, like also like being like
Ticks.
ticks and being slow and kind of weird in the responses. Stuff. I was like, I thought maybe this actual actor had a stutter because of how much this motherfucker's stuttering and stuff. He definitely has a speech impediment.
This actor guy, he's in like Fast Times at Ridgemont High. He's in a bunch of 80s movies. But he
this is
always
probably
has,
his only like lead role, right?
yeah, this is his lead role. There's some big actors in this movie too. Like Justine Bateman's in it. She plays like the daughter of the woman who works at the porno shop that he works at, and she's kind of like the Sybil Shepherd character. Then Paul Dooley shows up later. The tough
One of
guy
the grossest actors in Hollywood.
the
Isn't
guy
anything really
from
gross about that guy? He just
he's a
looks
sweet.
gross.
He's like a sweet man. And then the guy from Otis O'Toole from Henry
R.I.P.
Portrait of a Serial Killer, one of the greatest actors of all time. He shows up.
Oh, and
One of the
also,
guys,
oh, go ahead.
the guy from Larry Sanders Show, he plays the drug dealer. Like this movie is so obscure.
But yeah, it's got a lot of like LA actors from that era. I was texting that it has a lot of Seinfeld actors. It's got the guy who shows the taxi driver. What's his name? What's the character's name?
Ernest
Ernest is the guy's name.
Yes.
I didn't know that. All right.
Ernest Brackman.
Oh, that's cool. So the guy who hooks him up with this like child snuff film at the end. You know who that is?
Dermot Mulroney's brother.
That's the you double dipped the chip guy from Seinfeld. That's the guy who tells George that he double dipped the chip.
He's good at playing angry. I just watched a movie the other day that he's in with Eric Roberts and Kari Wurr called Sensation that I used to watch as a kid. He's for some reason I was like, hey, I watched that same guy in 2 movies in one day. But he's Dermot Mulroney's brother.
Damn. That's pretty cool.
He wrote the new Power Rangers movie.
What is oh
He has like no other
what a
writing
career.
credits.
Okay. All right.
So, you know, he's doing
What's his
stuff.
secret? What's his secret to not really having a career but doing like random thing? I would accept that. I would be happy to have that.
This is the director's only movie. He had a podcast for a while. But
Oh, really? You really did?
yeah, I
What's
found it
it
on
called?
Facebook. I found it on Facebook. It's like movie time.
That's
Oh, and it's a movie
this
podcast.
guy's basically me. So
What a loser.
He interviews like oh yeah, Francis von Zernick's head full of useless information about movies.
It's a good name for a podcast.
that's
Yeah.
kind of more you, I guess. But
He just knows too much about movies. Okay.
he's got to get it out there. Yeah.
He interviews, you know, like because he was an actor, so he interviews a lot of actors.
Gotcha. Why do you think so this basically is this taxi driver movie, but it's with this guy. It's kind of butter. He's kind of like he's Butters.
He wants to be good. Well, he's really Christian.
Catholic.
And
Same thing, but yeah.
and he's like an incel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very specifically, he's just an incel. And like there's a part where like he asks out Justine Bateman. It's kind of weird though, because it's like he works at this porno store and he's like a real hard ass about it and stuff, and he's very sleazy and everything, but then he like then he like goes.
You're breaking up.
You froze up there, man.
Somebody else talk about that part.
So it's just Travis Bickle shit. He works at he works at the porno shop. It's a video store. And there's all these like little details that are clearly based on the director going to porno shops. So he goes to the porno shop and then he has to put like a 50 cent. He's working there and he's telling the customer like, hey, put a 50-cent deposit down. And then you get it back at the end. And then you have to empty your pockets. And then like a guy has like a needle and a syringe just in his like breast pocket, just loose, like a junkie. So then he has to put it in an envelope. He's like, you'll get it back afterwards. And then
He's a stickler.
there's like some other, oh yeah, when he buys crack, that seemed like a scene that is just based on him buying crack. Like he's bought crack before. So there's like he's like, I don't get it from the N words. I go to the Latinos. Or I don't I don't get the powder and the rocks from the same guy. It's like, okay.
Thanks for the tip, buddy.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, smart.
Yeah.
So I feel like that and then there's all this like NA stuff that I think is based on real experiences of going to NA. And so that's going on. But then there's always the taxi driver element. So like Justine Bateman works at the porno shop and she's like always talking to him like, hey, Ernest, how's it going? He's like, oh, just reading my gun magazine at the counter. Like he has a handgun magazine he's always reading. and then eventually he like asks her out. And when he asks her out, it's like the porno theater scene in Taxi Driver. So when he asks her out, it's right next to all the porno booths. And you can hear, if you listen on your headphones, you can literally hear the sound of guys masturbating furiously. Like the sound of the hand jacking off is going off. Like it's like dubbed over the audio. And then there's all this like porno sound going on. He's like, hey, you want to go out? I would really love to go out with you sometime and get dinner. She's like, why are you acting weird? Why are you doing this? You're being weird. I don't want to go out with you. And then he gets rejected.
He was being really weird about it though, because he did not directly ask her out until like way later in the conversation, and he's like, "We should go get ice cream." After he asked her to like live with him and be his wife,
Yeah. Yeah.
he doesn't like just directly ask her out. He is a total weirdo about it.
He
That's
needs
the
to
thing
become a
also.
pickup artist. He needs to read the mystery method.
Well, he has a pretty good pickup later on. So like in Taxi Driver, he asks out Sybil Shepherd and he does a good job at first. Then he fucks it up on the date. So there's that.
Yeah.
It's more tragic. This one it's like he's acting so bad.
Also, he's fucking up because he's doing a De Niro impression when he's asking out a girl, which is, I don't think girls respond well to that.
You sucking
Or
my
maybe
dick?
it could be kind of cool, actually.
You sucking my dick? I don't see anyone else around here.
Also, hitting on the boss's daughter is never advised. It's definitely ill advised.
Yeah. Do you know anything about that, Mike?
I have not had that type of experience.
What if your boss's daughter was thick?
Oh,
thick
I would.
black woman?
I would if I had the option.
Hell
But
yeah.
that has not come up. I've not worked for a private person like that for a while, especially not one with a daughter that I can think of.
You should ask that when you do on interviews. Ask them if they have a daughter.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Ask them how thick she is.
Yeah, I do have some questions actually.
Then when he buys crack, I like that scene. He's like, or like he gets an 8-ball for the weekend.
Oh yeah, the lady comes out, a hot lady comes out and puts it in his waist.
And then it's
Which is
just
cool.
like it's just a great montage of a guy doing coke all weekend, which is clearly based on a guy who really has done tons of coke.
Yeah, it's very realistic.
Smoking it, he's smoking crack. He's like snorting it,
Covering up the windows,
Yeah, if you make a movie,
rolling around on the ground.
if you make a movie about
under
this,
the covers.
you have to make a movie about a guy who has a really good social life and doesn't do all this stuff. So people think like, well, it can't be based off of him specifically, you know.
Man About Town.
You know what I mean? I feel like my connection is bad. Hold on, I'll be right back.
What's Man About Town? Oh, that's another movie.
I'm just a man about town, having lots of friends, going to lots of social events. But you're like a creep. I don't know. I'm trying to riff off what Adam came up with.
Yeah, it's understandable.
So, yeah, he does coke all weekend, and then he after he loses his job, he really gets into coke, and he's just buying tons of 8-balls. They never explain how he has so much money. I'm assuming.
No, they do. They do. He
hold
says
on.
he gets.
Hold on. I thought when he killed his drug dealer and shot him, and then when he went into his pockets, he stole money and drugs. But you said, what were you gonna say?
You didn't. There was one part where his like mom calls or something and says, "Oh, did you receive that check for $10,000 from your grandfather?"
Oh, right.
I'm assuming that's where he has the money to do all
buy
this
his
stuff.
car.
Yeah, he buys the car. He is constantly buying drugs, like you said. So
he's a fucking trust fund kid.
Yeah, basically that's what it sounds like.
Hell yeah.
So good for him.
And then he gets he meets a special lady in his life, a young teenage girl, 15 years old.
Those scenes are like crazy because it's like she's going so far out of her way to talk to him, and like this guy on a bench doing a De Niro impression. She's like, so yeah, this is my life, and it's really crazy.
That's also Heather McComb. She's a child actress. She's in Stay Tuned. She's the older sister in Stay Tuned.
Oh yeah.
She's on. She has so many credits, TV credits, movie credits, and she doesn't act like a street kid at all. But they need to hire a real messed up girl,
a real slutty 15-year-old is what you mean?
Well, someone with any streets experience.
Yeah, she
I
seems
don't
like
even.
very innocent, but she's saying like all these insane things.
Yeah. It's not believable.
The whole thing is that the whole point is that she acts like she has a New Jersey accent, but she acts like a valley girl, like a mall girl. But she says like, "Oh yeah, I work for an escort service, or I go to Polo's house and I'm like molested by these creeps, or my stepdad rapes me since I was 9," and it never really feels authentic ever.
Yeah.
And then meanwhile, the guy's doing a De Niro impression, like, oh yeah, what?
What you do? What about the cops?
But with a
Can't be
list. Don't
doing
forget about
that.
the list
Little
and the
bit.
speech impediment.
Sounds a little bit bad.
You talking to me?
So he comes up with he has a
There's no one else around, so you must be talking to me.
he has a
It's kind of like
brilliant
that.
scam where he gets a police car, dresses like a cop, goes to the mom's house, says he's the sex police,
Yeah.
What?
and then just
What the
kidnaps
Kidnaps
her.
the daughter.
The
Yeah.
sex police.
Vice
The
Squad.
sex crime,
He says,
sex crimes.
yeah,
All right,
it's up to
okay.
the sex crimes unit.
Just making sure I knew what you were talking about for a second.
And she's kind of sad because her sister's missing. Just she ran away and doesn't know where she is. So he starts investigating where the sister is, and he gets like roped into this like creepy world of pedophiles. So the first one he meets is Dermot Mulroney's brother,
The double dip the chip guy.
who is a little league coach at like a little valley
That's a nice creepy touch.
Yeah.
baseball game, and there's all this great B-roll of the children playing the game, and you keep thinking like, oh, I guess he's molesting those kids.
Yeah, that's what I assume.
Imagine if you like had your kid in a movie. You're like, hey, my kid's they're gonna shoot some B-roll of this movie from that my kid is in. He's on his little league team and stuff. It's gonna be cool. And you're like, oh yeah, all these kids are getting raped by Dermot Mulroney's brother. That's what you find out at the premiere.
Then he's like, hey, I want to meet Polo. I want to make videos. And he does this, and then the teenage girl Heather McComb does this, where they're like, hey, are you a cop? You got to deny you're a police officer. And this is
that true?
No.
Textbook entrapment. Oh yeah, it's got to be. No. Cops can lie to you, no problem.
Yeah, why is that such a thing in movies? It really is going to fuck. I'm sure it's fucked a lot of people up.
It's not a thing in movies. It's a thing in it's a thing that in dumb movies.
Yeah, but I mean that's a lot of movies are dumb. Imagine going to jail because you fucking believed a dumb movie.
This is a thing that like idiots believe.
Well,
petty morons.
Those are the people who are like trying to avoid getting arrested.
This is something you would try. Let's be honest.
Yeah, honestly.
You a cop?
You can't arrest me. You have to tell me.
No take backsies.
Yeah. Oh, you're not? Okay, cool. So here's all the crimes I'm doing.
You're just in short shorts.
Yeah.
On the side of the freeway. It's just great. I'm making so much money.
Unrelated. These are my unrelated crimes. No. The crimes are unrelated to the short shorts.
So
I'm just trying to look good.
The guy's like, I don't know who Polo is, but yeah, you want this? We could hook you up. So he goes to this guy's house, and it's $1,000 to watch a video, and $5,000 to buy the video. But first, we meet like the weird, creepy gang of pedos. So it's Otis from Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer, who's also in Fortress. He's also in Seinfeld.
I'm really glad I didn't name my kid Otis. Now that I'm thinking about it, I almost named my kid Otis. I don't want it to be the guy from Henry of a Portrait of a Serial Killer's name.
Otis O'Toole.
Oh, that's an awesome name.
He's the lead suspect for the decapitation of Adam Walsh. That
oh, really?
The founder of FBI's Most Wanted, when his son was kidnapped.
Yeah, John Walsh.
Yeah. In Florida. He
the real guy.
The real story is the kid was at a department store, with his father, and he wanted to see. And he was like, "Oh, they're playing video games." He's like, "Okay, you can go see those kids play video games. I'll be back in 5 minutes." So these kids were playing video games at the department store, and then the department store owner said, "All of you kids have to leave. Get out of the department store."
Oh, nice.
That group, and so all the kids left, and this one kid was not part of the group. Was like 4, and he was just like, "I don't know what to do."
And the guy didn't. The guy in the department store was like, "Get out of here,
Get that 4-year-old out of here.
4-year-old!
What are you doing?
Jesus!"
Out!
Yeah.
Pushing him like a bouncer.
Yeah.
Anyway, speaking of
Crazy.
crazy shit,
Crazy teens. Gotta kick him out. He just thought it was a really short teen.
so this teenager in his diaper,
Yeah.
weird fashion sense. So Paul Dooley, he's like, "I'm so creepy. I was late because on my way here, I saw an 11-year-old boy, and I had to follow him, and I had to rub his armpit and smell him."
That's what he said in the
Was
movie?
he insinuating that he raped him, or that he actually walked up to this random kid and like smelled his armpit? I didn't quite understand what he's getting at there.
I think that's like that. Yeah, it's just like a little. That's just like a little thing he does every now and then,
He just walks up to random kids and touches their armpits.
and then smells his finger.
All right.
How
All right.
diabolical!
That's pretty weird. That's pretty
You know what?
creepy.
This reminds me of another cool thing that the main guy did in the movie when he first is impersonating the cop and gets the girl out of gets the girl that he's saving out of her home or whatever.
He
There's a
kidnaps
part,
her.
yeah, where he, yeah, exactly. But no, he's
Rescues
saving her.
He saves her. Come on.
But he's walking down the street and he like takes his cop hat off and there's like a little black kid walking down the street with his mom and he puts the hat on the kid's head. That'd be such a fun thing to do after impersonating a police officer. You wear your hat on a kid's head. He walks by.
After a hard day's work.
I
as a
enjoyed
fake
that.
cop.
All right, Paul Dooley.
He's happy-go-lucky. He's just having fun. There's also a really funny part where when the girl is like taking him to the park to meet the guy from Seinfeld, the chip guy, the double dip, and she's like, "Yeah, that's that guy Keith," or his.
She's like, he's really fucked up.
She's like,
and she's
two
like
words.
telling him about it like it's super fun. And
no, she goes like
kinda
two
quirky.
words. 2 words. Fag it. Like, I don't think she would say that, but maybe she would.
14-year-old girl.
Well, she's 15, Adam.
Oh, right. 15.
She keeps trying to fuck him, and he's like, "You're 14." She's like, "I'm 15." So anyway, we get to see the really hot, sexy tape these guys are all into. This costs $1,000, so it's like a VHS tape of a woman and a little girl who's her sister, and Otis O'Toole, Tom Tolles walks in, shoots the lady in the head, and then tells the girl, like, "It's just a movie. It's just a movie. It's just a movie." And then he pulls out a giant Rambo knife and cuts her throat. And then you see her on the ground, like,
So the whole time I thought they were pornographers, but they're snuff filmmakers. That's what it's about.
Dude.
I guess they couldn't show a kid getting raped or something even if it was fake.
Kudos though.
They do everything bad. They like, because she also says they had a story. She has a story where there was this like kid from the bus, and they circumcised him.
Yes.
And he was
These
running
are some
around
bad guys.
with his penis bleeding.
Ah.
Wait a minute, they're just rabbis.
They gave another kid vaccines.
Oh my God. Fucking animals. But you got to give props to these filmmakers for trying to show like they filmed their own child snuff film. You know what I mean?
It was it's pretty gruesome. Adam's in trouble.
Yeah, I
It's giving
mean,
me shit.
Paul Dooley also gets his due too. He gets his eyes shoved in and
Pulled out.
face bitten off.
He gets his he gets his nose bitten off.
Yeah,
He bites his nose tip off and spits it on him. He rips his eyeballs out.
Mike,
And
did it give you any ideas?
Yeah, that was pretty gruesome. I liked it.
You're like, damn, I should have done that to that one guy.
Yeah.
And then he shoots the curly haired guy. And he gets like 5 bullets in the chest. The gun sound effects are pretty good.
Yeah.
Do you know what gun that was, Mike?
I feel so bad because I tried so hard to figure out what it was. It is not in the Internet Firearms database. I tried screenshotting it and Google searching it. I can't figure it out.
I appreciate your effort, though.
I blew it. I mean, it looks like maybe a Sig Sauer P something, or I thought it was an Astra 9mm, but I don't know. It's got that little star on the side of it that made me think it was something, but I couldn't figure it out. I apologize.
Maybe I'll have to
You
listen to the audio,
failed, Mike.
the audio commentary and figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know where else to look really.
Then he shoots Otis a couple times and then gets a big knife from their 7 and 7's liquor bar.
Why do you keep calling Tom Towles Otis? Wasn't his name Steven?
Yeah, but I call him, that's his name from Henry Portrait of a Serial
Killer. Okay. He was also the head of the Aryan Vanguard in, Blood Out, too.
Yes, he was.
Yes, just throwing that
He's
out
one of our all-time great tough guys. He's in Fortress.
Yes, okay.
He's just awesome. So he then takes that knife and he just starts stabbing that guy in the chest repeatedly. Completely gets away with it.
Yeah, I mean, he kills 4 people, right? He kills his drug dealer earlier too,
and like was fighting with the drug dealer in public, and
yeah,
someone would notice a guy got shot.
He's really lonely. He can't even get noticed doing that.
Can't even get arrested in LA.
Yeah.
And then the movie, then he goes back home and he tries to kill himself, shoots himself in the stomach. But then his girlfriend comes home and she's like, no, why? Or his daughter, girlfriend, whatever. But then he lives.
Kidnapped victim.
And then she
his
just
daughter
lives with him.
Or his girlfriend. What?
Yeah, I didn't catch the whole daughter thing.
Well, now, I mean, she's a child, essentially.
Well, no, I know. That was the grossest part, is that this guy's supposed to be like
28.
fighting for these kids, but he grooms this little girl the whole movie.
But he doesn't fuck her. He doesn't want to fuck her. Or he does want to fuck her, but he doesn't fuck her.
At the end, when I don't know if we're gonna go to the end yet, but
they're like living together.
Yeah, they're like boyfriend girlfriend at the end of the movie. You didn't think that, or you thought he was just like living with him? She was just living with him.
No, I think she's like the adopted father.
He's the adopted father
because he's Catholic. Or yeah.
Oh, like a godfather or something.
You're my daddy now.
Oof.
Yeah.
And the mom doesn't care.
Mike, that's like your worst nightmare. Somebody,
yes,
like another girl just being like, "You're my dad now." You'd be like, "Fuck."
Mike, you need a dad.
I do.
Like a Curly Sue type situation where a little girl becomes your father.
That would be awesome. I do need that.
That's what Curly Sue is about? A little girl becoming a man's dad?
Yeah, she becomes Jim Belushi's dad.
That sounds good.
Oh, that's a cool time.
That sounds like a good movie.
Plot for a movie, yeah.
Is it like a kid's movie?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she's like she like talks a lot of trash and shit.
I don't want a daddy. You need a daddy.
That's Mike, though, in this instance. I'm saying, I don't want a daddy. I'm a grown man. I'm your daddy now.
That is my right as an American. Curly Sue, 1991.
I mean, that's not really what it's about, but that should be what it's about.
What a premise, though. Hollywood.
I think Dr. Fauci needs a little girl daddy. You're in trouble.
After the past couple of years he's had, definitely.
I tried
Could all use a little daddy.
I tried my best.
They're there, son. Or no, it's a little girl.
Daddy, you in trouble.
There you go. There you
Or
go.
daughter, you're my daughter.
I was getting confused. What's this premise?
He's the daughter.
He's the daughter, but the little girl and a little girl is the dad.
Yeah.
Okay, so role and gender flips. Gotcha. That's cool.
At the end of God's Lonely Men, after a bunch of Taxi Driver references, and also the girl is named Christian, like Christian F, that movie and book. They decided to do a Cruising reference where the last shot is just a shot from Cruising where Al Pacino looked in the mirror and then his girlfriend was in the other room. That's how this one ends. He's looking in the mirror
right.
and then he looks into the camera and it's like the end. I mean,
well,
it's a hell of a film. It has about 20 reviews on Letterboxd. Maybe 400 people in the world have seen it. It's definitely the kind of movie you got to do a podcast about.
damn it, dude. My question is, how come this guy doesn't hire a prostitute?
That's wrong.
He's like doing coke, like a tons amount of coke, working in a porn store. He cuts his pinky off at one point because he's so sexually frustrated and lonely. But he's like,
that's like Black
hiring
Rain.
Sex workers. That's too far.
The girl is a prostitute, so I mean, I know technically she cannot be a prostitute because she can't legally consent, but I mean, he is hanging out with a girl that
he's trying to be good at him.
Yeah,
he's a walking contradiction.
But yeah, he's like, there's like one vice that I feel like he hasn't heard about that would solve all his problems.
Why doesn't Taxi Driver hire a prostitute?
There's a lot of movies with that question.
Why don't you hire a prostitute?
Me?
Yeah.
That's a good fucking question, dude.
I like that one time. But this time on purpose.
Oh yeah, that time.
The time you ruined a prostitute's night. She was like, "Oh, I got a John," and then
she got beaten up pretty bad after that because I gave her $20, but the pimp wanted to see evidence. So
I was like, I mean,
so I'm a bad trick, or maybe I'm a good trick. Because I'm an easy trick. I'll give you a ride, give you $20. You'll leave confused. I'll be very confused.
You're a tricky trick. You're a trickster.
Yeah, I'm a little trickster. Hey, what if the De Niro guy, what if he was less De Niro? What if he was more kind of like a Jim Carrey type?
He dresses like Ace Ventura. He wears that
Hawaiian
what if he was
shirt.
Like
Ace Ventura.
He also dresses like Taxi Driver too, with the blue jeans, brown jacket.
Yeah, he's this the whole movie, and this guy is trying to be a Taxi Driver.
Yeah, so hard.
But it's so weird. It's such a weird character because he's like confident and cool. So, a lot of the times, the way like De Niro is, but in like that weird Taxi Driver way. But he is lonely, and like
I didn't think he was confident at all. But
he does weird confident things. Like when he puts his arm around the Otis guy and like the way he talks to like the 14-year-old and like the way he like confidently bombs picking up Justine Bateman. But he's really lonely. I don't get this character.
Me neither. I think he's annoying.
Is it good? Is he good? Do you think he's good?
He's like a nerdy. He's like if Travis Bickle was an annoying dope fiend,
Yeah, as if he was like a gamer.
Yeah, a nerd. The dork.
He's a dork.
Yeah.
Well, it's complicated because, it's not that he's lacks confidence. It's that he's lonely. He doesn't know actually how to behave around people. Because he's self-sabotaging every relationship.
Yeah.
And he should get a regular job.
He does. He becomes a security guard. At the end, he kind of gets his life together, but it's like kind of twisted.
Super twisted. the monologue, because this movie also has inner like voiceover inner monologues or whatever, like Taxi Driver does. But it's like the guy has a fucking speak like lisp and stuff. So he's like, I'm so lonely. Nobody will. What does he say?
Something about being Jesus Christ or something, or I don't know.
I'm going insane.
Yeah,
I think I'm going insane.
life is meaningless. Blah blah blah.
The world is pain.
Yeah.
All I know is pain. You will feel my wrath. That kind of stuff.
Basically.
William, can you do an impression of this guy? Let's hear your take.
I mean, I don't really remember what he sounds like. I like his
Maybe it
performance.
just sounded so much like your own voice that your brain like canceled it out, you know?
Well, I am an Italian guy from New Jersey. He I like his performance. I think he's definitely not a guy he's not a leading man, but I think all the actors in this movie are interesting. I like
Yeah,
the
it actually is
casting.
it makes the movie really interesting to watch him, even though he's not a good lead and it ultimately doesn't work the way the movie wants it to. It kind of makes you be like, oh, I see. This is why like lead actors get like Hollywood stars get like so much money because the lead performance can make a movie like completely bizarre and not work for people.
Well, the script is weird. The tone. I mean, the director doesn't really have a good grasp on tone.
But it's like a Scorsese. Yeah, it's like Taxi Driver. It's like the tone is, but it's like the tone is weird because this guy is a weird GameStop guy.
He's not a GameStop guy. He's
He
like
is. He has the
he's
personality
a
and the voice
gangster.
and look of a
He's a no.
GameStop
He
guy.
plays all his other movies are being drug dealers, gangsters, hoods.
Mike, what do you
He's
think?
he's like he's like a guy who would have 3 lines on The Sopranos.
I agree that working at the porno theater is similar to being at a GameStop, and your customer base is going to be kind of the same. Weirdo white dudes.
But he's Italian. This is not.
Italians could be
He's from
GameStop
Grand
guys,
Rapids,
William.
he said. Or are you saying the guy himself?
I'm not talking
He
the
thinks
actor.
Italians can't be GameStop guys.
You think like
Why do you think so highly
Joey
of them?
Pants works at GameStop?
I'm not saying every Italian guy could be. This is an Italian guy who
Robert
can be.
Davi works at GameStop. Like
There's many Italian gamers.
Joe Pesci works at GameStop. He's a guy like
Joe Pesci's a gamer these days, I heard.
he's like the poor. It's like if you can't get Michael Imperioli, you would get this guy. He could have
Michael
played
Imperioli would be good.
He could have played Spider in Goodfellas. He could have had one of those little roles.
I'd love to see him not doing a De Niro impression and doing something else, because then maybe that's skewing my perception or whatever. But
you think De Niro works at GameStop? A GameStop guy, in my
saying
opinion,
De Niro works at GameStop
is fat, pasty. Wears a Yeti hoodie.
No, there's lots of skinny GameStop guys.
Or he's very skinny.
Yeah, this guy is very skinny.
But this guy, when was the last time you even went to GameStop? Like, you don't even know about GameStop.
I've gone very recently.
It's all Funko Pops and fucking garbage now. The mall, every store at the mall now just sells Funko Pops.
Yeah, that guy wouldn't be lonely anymore because he'd have so many Funko Pops if this was happening today. He'd be like,
weird.
I'm not lonely. At least I have my Funko Pops.
And anime and manga is so big. I go to the mall by my house. It's just all anime and
yeah, the mall,
Pops.
the Irvine Spectrum has got a lot of anime shit.
They're taking over.
Nobody's talking about that invasion.
The yellow invasion.
Bingo.
Of the 1980s. Black Rain 2.
Mike.
The time.
Pearl Harbor 2.
We know what you're doing, Mike.
Japanese people integrated. You notice? I don't speak Japanese. You don't see Japanese people
Oh,
doing
good,
Japanese
good.
stuff anymore. They all became Americanized.
Yeah, we were like, cut that out. Hey,
Yeah.
none of that.
Exactly.
As soon as you took your slippers off inside,
It was over.
we were like, hey, put those back on.
He says that, and he's sitting in a sand, a sand garden in a kimono.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You can't see it, the audience, but the man is dressed like a feudal lord.
That's how he podcasts.
Makes you feel powerful.
Toshio Mifune.
All right, I'm looking through it. You got anything else?
Ratings.
I mean, it's 3 stars. Look, it's a little movie. It's a little indie movie. If you like shocking movies, it's good.
Yeah, like it's shocking. It's a pretty interesting movie. I would give this 3.5 because it's very flawed, but it's like really gripping, fun to watch.
It would have been NC-17 when it came out. Now it wouldn't even be anything. But at the time, it's like a very 90s, like it's kind of like it's a cheap, scuzzy wannabe Abel Ferrara.
Yeah, it's kind of like Taxi Driver, but a scuzz movie.
Kind of Tarantino-ish.
For me, I'm a 2 stars. I find that guy very annoying. It is so much like Taxi Driver. I mean, so many of the things are exactly the same that it just kind of made it boring. I mean, even like, I can't even think like specific things. Like the guy gets shot in the hallway. His drug dealer gets shot in the hallway, which is the exact same thing that happened in the Taxi Driver.
Small things, yeah.
There's all these shots.
They eat the diner. Him and the girl eat in the diner together, and she's hella dumb in the diner.
Everything.
I mean, like, it's exactly the same. It's
true.
Okay, Mike.
Yeah.
Is there a taxi?
Okay, yeah. No, I mean, I don't remember that, but he does drive around in that police car, which is kind of,
it's like a taxi. I mean, you're stretching.
Yeah.
Where's Albert Brooks?
Yeah.
Hmm?
Who would Albert Brooks be? Yeah. But yeah,
there is that one weird scene where the guy's like, you ever see what a Funko Pop could do to a woman's pussy? You ever see what a Funko Pop could do to a woman's pussy? That you should see. You should see.
You get the girl who's a prostitute and her little prostitute friends all
the underage prostitute, yeah.
Talking about sucking cocks.
That's how girls really talk, though.
Check out this Funko Pop. It's the Flash. It's a beautiful little Funko Pop. Comes with a holster.
Yeah.
You want a brand new PS4 Pro? I'll get you a brand new PS4 Pro.
See, this is the guy.
I'm loving this GameStop Taxi Driver idea.
I'm telling you, dude. That's the way to watch this movie.
He's in his like hovel. You talking to me? Just covered in Funko Pops.
He's talking to his Funko Pops.
The girl,
they're talking
the woman he's in love with is just like fat, ugly woman who works at the. You know what this is? This is goddamn Observe and Report. That was another Taxi Driver ripoff. Seth MacFarlane at the mall.
Yeah, totally.
But I love it. I want to. We need more fat women in movies.
Amen, brother.
I want to see a guy in love with a fat woman who turns him down, treats him like shit, kind of like Kenny Powers shit, or like Kenny Powers' friend.
Oh yeah,
Stevie.
Stevie.
Yeah.
What about Raging Bull? He works at GameStop.
What's the line from Raging Bull?
Yeah, I'm trying to think what would be a good line for that.
You fuck my Funko Pop? Yeah. Oh, how can you ask me that?
You bother me about a Funko Pop?
Does this Funko Pop look 14 years old? No. The Funko Pop is worth the money, not the jewels. No, these are the jewels from a Funko Pop.
Funko Pop ain't pretty no more.
Oh man, I mean, this is what we're looking for. That's the next 100 years of cinema.
What?
What is
Just Taxi Driver
ripping off?
ripoffs.
Yeah, ripping. Okay. Okay.
They need to do one for the ladies now.
Taxi Driver S.
Yeah. When is there ever going to be a one with her ladies?
A woman who can't get laid. The
Yeah.
first female incel movie.
You were talking about
Incel.
fat chicks. Maybe there should be a fat chick, a taxi driver.
Yeah, there you go.
So she's fat and she can't get laid. Is she an
Works at-
Uber driver?
She works at GameStop.
Or she works at GameStop and she's in love with all the GameStop boys?
Funko Pops.
Or like there's a guy
Yeah.
who comes in, like a drug dealer who's like really cool, like a black guy with green eyes, and she's like, he's like smells like weed and he buys all the video games. She's like, this guy's so hot. And he like turns her down.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I'm listening.
I'm just spitballing. And then what else we
Yeah.
got?
As soon as you
There's a-
threw out that green-eyed, black-skinned drug dealer, oh, I'm in.
He's like, he always smells like weed.
It's like, oh, I just want these Funko Pop, bro.
Oh man.
What's up, hey, baby?
And she's like Mexican.
Damn, you hella fun.
I mean, this thing just writes itself. But he would just fuck her.
Yeah.
But he would treat her like shit.
Yeah,
That's
that's
the
the
thing.
thing.
It's like
That's
you're
the thing.
incels, female incel,
They fuck, but
they don't get the love.
yeah, it's all about love for women.
Cheats on her. She's like a 3 a.m. girl.
Slam pig.
That's the word.
Slam pig
That's the
driver.
technical. That's the technical term.
Slam pig driver.
Yeah, then he like does like revenge porn, ruins her life.
That's hilarious.
And so she goes kills him and stuff.
Ah.
Shaves her head into a mohawk. Imagine a fat chick with a mohawk.
Pretty gross.
Just
That's
saying.
cool.
Yeah.
I'm into this idea. Kind of like Bebop, or is that Rocksteady?
I can't remember which is which.
So, and then she's like wearing military clothes.
Yeah, she just makes herself look like Bebop.
He works at the mall.
Everybody's like,
works at-
"Hey, Bebop, you cosplaying as Bebop?" No,
He works at the cell phone repair shop,
definitely.
the screen repair. So
No, it's the guy. It's the guy who works at Lids.
the hat store.
Yeah, he's too hot to really be interested in him. But wait, they had just had a really good conversation. Maybe there's like some chemistry. He's being nice. Maybe this could be the what? Maybe he could be the one.
Well, what's the Jodie Foster character? Like a 14-year-old boy
Yeah,
who's just getting raped.
yeah, who's getting molested?
Ugh.
That's kind of like Bad Santa. That's like that kid,
Oh yeah, totally.
Sherman Merman,
Let
the
me fix
curly
you some
hair.
sandwiches.
Oh man,
Oh, good stuff. Yeah,
I
gotta
I
keep
think
making
we
these
just need
taxi
more.
drivers.
I like Taxi Driver. It's a good. We're done with the superhero movie. We need the Taxi Driver movie.
Paul Schrader keeps making taxi driver movies. He makes his own. First Reformed is a taxi driver movie. Guard Counter.
Well, that's because every movie he makes is Diary of a Country Priest, which
Yeah.
is just, every movie involves a guy with a diary. And what's
Maybe
ironic,
Paul Schrader should just keep a diary.
well, he does on Facebook. He's a Facebookaholic.
Oh, like that's such a boomer thing.
So
He's
whenever he watches a movie, he does a capsule review.
it's very boomer of him. But
Well,
he's got to get on Letterboxd.
someone transcribes it. So what should we do next week? Are you guys even around next week?
Yeah,
Oh.
probably.
Holidays, Wednesday. I mean, the holidays.
That'll be the day before Thanksgiving. Yeah, I'll be free. I got something to do for Thanksgiving,
You know,
but
I
not
gotta-
the day before.
I gotta have like an idea because I want to. there's movies I want to watch.
Like what?
What about
Smile 2?
Someone's Watching Me? John
Oof.
Carpenter, Someone's Watching Me.
The TV movie?
That was it.
I never watched it.
I don't
It's like
fucking-
PG. It's like
let's
PG.
figure this out later.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Whoa.
Are you even going to be around though? That's the
I,
question.
I think I will.
All right.
All
Cool.
right, we'll figure it out. You know, if you're around.
Everyone is confirmed they'll be around.
Should we do more LA sleeves? More Taxi Driver ripoffs? More grade Z movies that only 30 people have seen?
That other movie you just showed us about Taxi Driver looked pretty funny.
That one's even worse than God's Lonely Man.
I mean, obviously.
This movie is cooking though. I will say, like, there's the direction of this movie, like the combination of like, you know, like the real direction of this movie. It's a combination of like mise en scene, camera movement, music, sound, editing, like all that stuff is cooking in this movie. Way more than a lot of indie movies.
It's like this guy only made one movie, and this is this is the perfect movie for him to make, and it's as good as it could be, more or less.
He never did he direct TV or what do you do after? What do you do? Just like kill himself or something?
He didn't really do anything. I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. There's a producer with the same name as him. It's like, did he have a famous father who was a producer? I don't really understand. The
He
only
killed
interview
a
I
couple
found,
pedophiles and disappeared.
the only interview I found with him and the star of this movie, it's on YouTube. Let me show you guys this interview because this is the only one.
Let's go out in this.
Let's do Curly Sue.
No,
Hell yeah, bro.
no, Jim, no Belushi.
Oh, that's Williams' rule. Wait, we've broken that rule though. What was the movie we watched? Jim Belushi movie we watched?
Principal. Well, that's a
Principal.
good one. Hold on, I got to look at my YouTube history. There's a lot of videos.
I got a piece.
A lot of videos of me watching House of Prime Rib.
Yep. I've been on that lately.
Show it because my girlfriend needs to.
Because why? Why? She's excited to go?
She doesn't know what she's gonna eat. There. So I'm trying to get her hyped up on the food. She doesn't like that kind
Are
of
you guys doing a double date?
There's triple date. Well, except for my girlfriend's not coming. I don't know what her problem is. Does she eat fish? There's salmon.
Yeah, so it's like, look, there's fish.
Yeah.
You can eat fish.
It just really sounds like you're gonna leave feeling disgusting.
No, it's not like that place. It's not like
Oh,
that.
okay.
So here's the only interview I was
It's good
able to
food.
Not that it's bad food, but you're just like gonna eat a lot and you're gonna not be able to take a shit later.
That's how
The
I
movie-
will leave.
The movie got a pretty big push in Mexico.
Oh, I could see it. Yeah, it's Mexican guys loving this movie.
So there's like a Mexican TV host, but they answer in English.
How did you come up with
¿Cómo se te ocurrió esta idea para la película? Era
Sí.
durante un momento en que yo mismo
You
tenía
can't hear what
That's the
he's
guy.
saying.
con las drogas
The blonde guy.
y mi vida era
He looks like Herman Merman.
solitaria,
And then there's like Mexican dub
pero
over
una
it of his
soledad
answer.
autoprovocada debido a los
So this is the only interview I could find, and it's all in Spanish.
So Ernest is like
Así que Ernest es como tú.
That's Ernest?
Bueno, yo no mato a
Oh,
gente,
that's the director.
Oh, about to say.
este soy yo en toda la extensión de la
Yeah,
palabra.
he's Ernest,
¿Comprendes?
obviously.
Yeah,
Soy
no,
yo
that's
en
what they
un
were saying,
10%
Ernest.
y Ernest
Wait, let's
like
see
a
the other
truck.
guy talking. I want to see him like when he's not doing
I'm
his
trying.
De Niro.
Este es alguien que actúa lo que ve. Es una persona que está en peligro todo el tiempo. Trata
This
de
is great
estar
for the
bien, trata
listeners.
de estar bien en el mundo. Pero dentro dice,
See,
¿cómo
this
puedo
guy
encontrar,
is
cómo poner
such a
lo que ha
gamer.
hecho
He's not.
de la vida de otra manera? Sí,
He's
soy
a
una persona
hipster. I
diferente.
don't know why you think he's a gamer.
Well, he'd be a gamer today, I'm saying.
It's time to end the gamer hate. Okay? You don't
It's
even know
all
what a real
love.
gamer is.
It's all love. It's all love for the gamers.
All right,
I
I
think
gotta go.
Gamergate was the good thing.
I gotta feed my cat.
Was Gamergate good?
You tell
Was it
me,
good for the
bro.
gamers? You know what I mean? Did the gamers like Gamergate? They finally got a gate.
Can't remember what
Yeah,
it was.
it was great. It led to it changed the entire culture of the entire planet. It was the first Me Too backlash or anti-feminist backlash.
Gamers did it first.
Gamers did it first. Every person involved in Gamergate became a right-wing cultural figure.
Oh, I see.
It's like the assassination of the Archduke of Ferdinand of the 21st century. It changed
I think that's fair to say.
all internet culture forever. It's where the term social justice warrior became a pejorative, and that's what we're living in.
Another W for the gamers.
Anti SJW. I mean, you'll hear Joe Rogan criticize them, Donald Trump.
Joe Rogan, king of the gamers. Donald Trump, president gamer.
He's the first gamer president.
Yeah, the first gamer.
Well, actually, we're in a
Melania
podcast.
is the first gamer, I guess. But
we haven't had the first streamer president, but that's definitely coming. Right now, we're in the podcast presidency. Everybody in the Trump administration has a podcast, goes on podcasts, or is affiliated with Joe Rogan. RFK, all these guys became famous from podcasting. Elon. So we're hopefully we can get in on this. Podcasts are the future. And we found out we're the number 9,731 podcasts on Chartable.
Yes, we did it.
We're coming up the charts.
That's huge.
But not
coming
every
up the charge at 9,000.
We Googled how many podcasts there are. There's 3 million.
I mean, that
Casey
puts us
impression.
in like the top percent.
Not every podcast is on Chartable.
Oh my god!
So I don't know the pull of Chartable. So we could be very
good lord.
We're like above 50%.
Well, easily. If there's 3 million podcasts and we're 9,000, yeah, you're way above 50%.
We're way above 50%. We're in the long tail, though. We're deep in the long tail. We're coming up. But when you do a movie like God's Lonely Man, you're only going to get more listeners because everybody has seen it. Everybody wants to talk about it. Everybody is interested in it.
It's going to be a big hit. This movie,
all the
everybody, Mike doesn't even like.
All the Heather
and
McComb
we like it, but
fans,
we think it's also dumb.
It's a cult movie. We're digging. We're crate digging. We're looking for new stuff.
Totally. But how can people see this movie though?
Pirate it.
That's it.
On YouTube, there's a version that's sped up. That's 20 minutes shorter.
Because you mean like the whole thing is sped up?
It's in fast motion,
so it doesn't get caught by the copyright.
All right. Well,
and it's like unlistenable and unwatchable. So I mean,
you can watch that version.
If you can't,
we'll see about that.
If you can't find your own AVI or MKV of this movie, I can't help you, bro.
You're not You're probably not a gamer, so
not like me. I'm
don't
a
even
gamer.
worry about it.
You probably don't even have a Sega Saturn. Let's be honest.
But I'm gonna kill these guys. Then I'm gonna go home and play Sega Saturn.
I'm gonna play Sega Saturn right now.
Oh yeah, dude.
Oh,
say it in your real voice. Say that in your real voice. Turn off the voice you use for the podcast and tell the people how you really sound.
I'm just gonna go play Sega Saturn.
Yeah, good. Yeah, that's pretty good. A little less gamery.
All right, I gotta feed my cat. She's crying.
Okay, fine.
I'm also tired.